Fat people have a lot to feel bad about.
Obesity has been said to be more of a problem than climate change, terrorism and global war.
Yes, being fat is a very bad thing. And 1 in 4 Britons are.
Lit. We've had one that's been 42 stone. It took 5 hours to actually get him out because we had to have a ramp built outside the house. We had to shut the road off.
Shut the road?
We had to shut the road, yeah.
Just switch on the telly and it's obvious who's to blame.
You have failed yourself, Jenny, and you failed your son by bringing him up on this.
So if you're fat, it's your own stupid fault. Or is it? I set off on a mission to find the real culprits in the obesity epidemic, the people who are making us fatter.
Are they quite powerful then?
Oh, these are astonishingly powerful companies.
And I found a network of secret feeders.
Coca-Cola and McDonald's gain a halo effect by association to the Olympic Games, and that's what they're in it for.
Putting stuff in my food I didn't know was there.
That is dreadful. It's hidden in all our food so that they can shove sugar down our throats.
But the feeders were keeping their lips sealed.
No, sorry, he's not available. It's not happening today.
Do you think if I wait outside their building, they'll eventually come out and say hello to me?
No.
Hello?
When I found cheap hamburgers next to heart transplants, I went to the health minister.
Did you realise that there were Burger Kings in 3 NHS hospitals?
You're gonna love my programme about obesity, because I promise, for once, it won't make you feel guilty.
Ryan, turn the camera off, please. Are you guys ready to rock?
I do this about 3 or 4 times a week, as many times as I can, really.
I take the business of keeping the weight off really, really seriously. In fact, it pretty much dominates my life. Anyone who doubts my commitment just needs to take a look at my collection of fitness DVDs.
I have nearly 40 fitness DVDs.
I should see somebody about that.
Anything bad happens in my life, I put on weight. Anything good happens in my life, I put on weight. When I put on the weight, I went sort of to a size 16. I felt ugly. I don't have any photos of me from that time. The whole time was miserable. The only way to keep it off is to exercise like a lunatic.
Why is it so hard? Why is everyone getting fatter?
Burgers, kebabs, pizza, chicken. Pizza, kebabs, burgers, chips, pie, sausage.
There were things that didn't seem right.
Thing about unhealthy food is it's always cheaper, isn't it? Salads in there are £6, but they've got a pie and mash deal for £3.
Sometimes it felt that there was some conspiracy of feeders trying to subdue us by making us too large to resist them. But I didn't have any hard evidence to support my theory until I had a lucky break.
Ah! Did you see that? Look, look, look! Coke is proud sponsors of the Olympics, has been for, I can't read it, goes around the corner. How did I not know this?
Now, why does a company which manufactures a product with virtually no nutrition give money to an organisation which is all about physical excellence? As I investigated more, the plot thickened. The only food and drink manufacturers giving money to this display of physical well-being are Coca-Cola, McDonald's and Cadbury's. Not exactly the healthiest food.
This is my year.
I'm not going home without it.
I've been dreaming about it since I was a kid.
The perfect chicken sandwich.
Introducing McDonald's new Southern-style chicken sandwich. It's perfectly seasoned.
It's juicy. It's just how I like it.
All white meat chicken served warm with pickles on a steamed, buttery-tasting bun.
Why you settle for silver?
When you can get gold.
Maybe I'd got this all wrong. Maybe the athletes really were guzzling Coke and McDonald's and eating bars of chocolate before their races. I contacted Anita Bean. She's Britain's most famous athlete trainer.
But Dame Kelly Holmes, obviously, very famous Olympian. When you were working with her, did you recommend all sorts of, Olympic-endorsed fast foods like McDonald's or Cadbury's or
Coke?
No, I certainly wouldn't endorse or advise fast foods and anything that's laden in fat, sugar and salt, because quite honestly those are the kind of foods that mean you won't perform well, and you simply won't get the endurance gains, you simply won't get the strength gains, and the bottom line is that you risk a bad performance.
Next on the list, Peter Hughes, an advertising expert.
Food companies, fast food companies, chocolate companies, sugar companies, they have an enormous influence on our behaviour.
I was getting a crash course in big-name food advertising.
So what's in it for Coca-Cola, McDonald's and Cadbury's to be sponsoring the London Olympics?
By associating themselves with the Olympic Games and all its values of fair competition and ethics, Coca-Cola and McDonald's gain a halo effect.
So why would the Olympics allow someone like McDonald's or Coca-Cola to sponsor them?
Money. So it's a win-win for everybody. Now, you could argue there's a lose there for the consumer if the products aren't good for you.
This was very good news for my conspiracy theory. It was like the spotty fat kid in the school playground paying the football hero to be allowed to stand next to him in the hope that the girls would like him more. The halo effect. Brilliant. The only problem was the real Olympians weren't on a diet of burgers, Coke and chocolate. If people realised this, the halo would be tarnished. I immediately wrote to Lord Seb Coe, Lord of the 2012 Olympics.
Dear Lord Seb Coe and the 2012 Olympic Committee, in light of your enthusiastic affiliation with 3 of the world's leading providers of confectionery, fast food and high-sugar drinks, I would like to make the following proposal.
All athletes should live entirely from the food and drink provided by the Olympic sponsors. That way, the reputation of the Olympic Games for honesty and integrity will be preserved, and your halo will remain intact.
Therefore, I would like to introduce a new athletic era.
The era of the Fat League!
Marvel at their speed in the Coca-Cola relay. Witness the skill of the McDiscus. Be amazed at the focus of the chocolate boxing.
Visualise the finish line!
And be astounded at their agility in the cream, egg and spoon race. This is Team GBB, Great Big Britain!
Awesome, lads.
We were now mentally and physically primed for the challenge. We made haste for the London 2012 HQ.
I know you're jealous. Bulk up a bit on the burgers, you can join us. Anyone need a mopping? Everyone all right?
We wanted to deliver the proposal to the top man himself, the Olympic chairman, Lord Seb Coe.
Oh no! Ah!
As your trainer, I have to say I completely disagree with what you're about to do, my son.
Do you agree with eating McDonald's and drinking Coke?
They sponsor the Olympics. They must be good for you. Have you seen tobacco sponsoring the Olympics?
Lift it! Lift it! No, no!
Go Team GBB! Great Big Britain!
We were yards from the finish. Victory was surely ours.
When do we want it? Now! What do we want?
Olympic dream!
When we want it?
Now! Woohoo! That's it! 2012! It's not just a number, it's a dress size! Not what's outside, but what's inside that counts, like Coke, chocolate and burgers!
The finishing line was now within our sights. I was certain that no hurdle would be too big for my team of fatleets to overcome.
Olympic dream!
And then...
When do we want it? Now! What do you want? The Olympic dream! And when do you want it? Now?
Got permission to do this?
No, but I've got a burger. Do you want to play the McDiscus?
Nope.
Do you want to meet the Team GBB?
Right, I'm not being honouring, love.
No? What?
It's mountain time, you're breaking the rules.
I just want to deliver this to Seb Coe. I've got a proposal for him.
I'm sorry. Mind turn the camera off, please.
But brought Team GBB together.
I'm sorry.
Right. Can we? Could you give this to Sebco, or can I go?
Can't give it to him. Nope.
If they don't film me, can I go and give it to him? Why not?
We don't know if he's here.
Well, I just want to leave it for his very pretty live secretary.
I'm sorry.
No.
That is a no. So what I need you to do now is leave the wolf in an orderly manner, please.
Okay. I want to see some synchronised eating as we go. What do we want?
Olympic green.
When do we want it?
Now.
To the next one, to the next one, to the next one.
It seemed Seb and his Olympic team weren't interested in my Olympic vision. They turned down 2 more requests for an interview. But they did send me a nice letter.
At the London 2012 Games, there will be a wide range of food and drink options available, including McDonald's, Coca-Cola and Cadbury products. These companies have a great heritage in supporting the Olympic movement and in promoting balanced, active lifestyles. We are proud to be working with them to deliver a successful Olympic Games. Corporate sponsorship provides essential support for competing athletes and to the overall success of staging the Games. Put simply, without commercial partners, the Games would not happen.
That gave me a brilliant idea. I could cash in on obesity too. With what I'd learned, I could bring out my own diet plan.
It's not your fault you're fat. Remember, never accept food from an athlete. They could be feeding you junk.
I was getting somewhere. So after my morning workout and gorging myself on a low-fat cornflake, I went to see Times columnist Rod Liddell.
Hello, mate. Yeah, could I have a cappuccino, please, mate?
Cappuccino.
I get a green tea.
Yeah, would you like any sugar in one? Yeah, 1 sugar, please.
Sugar.
Yeah.
Now, Rod's a man who's not afraid to stick his neck out.
So, Rod.
I thought maybe he'd be willing to name names and help me find more people to blame for us getting fatter.
People that say, I don't know why I'm so fat, I don't eat that much.
They want to be slapped. They have to be slapped. It's very easy to cut down on weight. Go out for a walk. 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, every day. Why is that difficult? What is complicated or unpleasant about that?
Well, then why isn't it happening?
Because people are idle and stupid. They are.
This was no good. There was no conspiracy theory if it was all our own fault.
Buy a couple of dogs. The best way you lose weight.
Buy a couple of dogs. There you are.
That's good exercise.
They don't play football. That's very true. That's very true.
Everyone's got an opinion.
You have to walk.
If you want people to be sort of healthier, if you think they're too fat, then what you have to do is to allow stigma to exist. Stigma is very important in society. If I call you a fat cow, you will feel bad about it and you will resolve not to be so fat.
Don't laugh into your custard.
That's a good point. But he is thin. He is thin.
But you have an active life, don't you?
Yeah.
But that's through choice, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. It's everyone's choice, yeah.
If someone wants to sit down and eat Mars bars all day, that's up to them.
Yeah, of course
Don't moan when you're 20 stone.
Exactly. You see, everyone thinks this. It's not just me. The only people who don't think this are twats.
I'm sure it would sell, but I thought Rod's stigma diet was fatally flawed. If the only cause of obesity was us sitting on our arses, why would the food industry spend millions of pounds trying to convince us that unhealthy food was healthy? And then health services have to spend £75